have 4 garbage cans in the apartment. Now, this one is... Okay, and then there is this one, which was newly placed here. It used to be leaned against the refrigerator. And I want to clean it because if it's not in the kitchen, I want to clean it again. Should we clean it now? Why not? Because it's angry. Okay, and then there is this garbage can. And then there is one that is missing. I reported it missing. It's missing. Well, you maintenance people and you feeders don't know each other. The feeders break things and the maintenance people fix things, and you don't know each other. That's what it looks like right now. So I want to keep this here because Mitch set it here, but I'm going to clean it for him. So then I'll set it down right back here because it was elsewhere. Okay, that is full. I will let it soak. I turn this right away back to somewhere to the right because when I had it turned all the way to the left, and you can see it steaming. Can you see it steaming right now? That's too hot to touch it, so I changed the one handle to more to the right so that it won't be that hot when I turn it on. Whatever I'm thinking. I don't want to scald myself. So I turn off that it's too hot right away. This is not changed. That's me saying that. All right, back to work. The plastic bag was in there. I can want to put in a new plastic bag for the clean touch. I can save this for, I don't know, because it needs to be elsewhere because it's not a fresh bag. Where do I put it? Well, it's in the way of my chair right now. So I can leave it. I need the bag for garbage or in case I need to poop. And then I need to put the poop in the bag and put it into the dumpster myself, like flushing a toilet myself. All right, I will leave that here for now. So this area is clear now, and these are the new footwear. I was wondering if maybe I should have had an 8.5. That would have been better size 8.5. Well, I'm trying them on for the camera now, but I'm not going to wear them with this robe because they're new. They have a new robe. I'm about to fall is my fault. I'm doing this on purpose is why she won't hold on to anything. Well, my order and I are not in agreement about this Godhead. Okay, back to the robes. I have not opened these yet because time to eat something. I'm hungry. Well, all this needs to be wiped down by whoever brought in the robes because you did that intentionally. Who brought in the robes? I did. But who brought them to the door? Somebody brought them in the locked gate, and you are trying to lock out my motions, and the God form is being broken in half, and it's not putting up with it. The upper order doesn't go down. It's up, it's high, it's as high as it goes, and it doesn't go down. It doesn't really move its position, and you are trying to make a lot of commotions and move things physically around, and you don't fool me. It's like if you are on the top of a tall building and it is the 100th floor. If you see in the elevator that you want to touch the 100th floor button, and then you go all the way up until the elevator stops, you get off and you're on the 100th floor. How do you know that? Well, I'm none higher than he deceased right here, and I know that I'm on the top floor. You cannot fool me by moving things around and doing this and that, that I have to go to a lower floor. Well, I am myself. I can see everything. I am the top floor. It just walks around in footwear. And I have a robe on right now. But I'm always none higher than me deceased. And you cannot change who and what I am because you have a problem that is given to you by myself. And you want to explain it to me why you don't need the problem. You are not clear as to why you need the problem. Do you have a problem with who you are? You are in consumption. You are not exactly who you are. That's why you have a name and you are not named just yourself, the only person with the name John, for example. If you have the name John, you have a complicated existence because there are countless Johns in this world. John. There are countless people with the name John. You cannot say I and also say John. You cannot say I and also say Jane. You cannot say I and you're also John and you're also something else. You might have a middle name and that's what's wrong with it. You can't afford your first name is John. Can't afford it. You don't have it deceased. I'm none higher than me. I'm always on the 100th floor. And the floor number won't change. So what is this business about the 13th floor? Sometimes the elevator skips the 13th floor, by that it will change the number to, it will say 12 and then it will say 14. And where is the 13th floor? God knows where is the 13th floor. If you count it from the outside, you can count it. You know where is the 13th floor. You don't want to get off the elevator at the 13th floor because it goes from 12 to 14. You've got that problem is illegal. Stand outside the building and count 13 floors to yourself and you know where it is. You don't get off the elevator there and wow, maybe you don't go inside the building. You don't belong in there. It's time to make soup. I am hungry. I have been waiting, but there is scream outside, and I approximately cannot afford to do the light cleaning I would do, which is use a wipe. This Clorox wipe is what I want, because that one is newer from Mitch. The disinfecting wipes are from Charles Toe, and they're not replaceable. Whatever Charles Toe left here that I can keep for myself, I would not really use them. They're not replaceable. These Clorox wipes are supposed to be replaceable if I run out of them. but I'm not really cleaning. What I will do what I must do for the order of my Godhead. But I have a problem here that I did not do. I cannot clean this up as though I did that. Do you know what I mean? I did not do that. I don't know what it is. I can't clean it up. I have wiped over it because I wanted to know what it was. And with one wiping, it did not come off. So I used one of these wipes. And I wiped over it. And it did not come off. If I ever wipe over it again, it will be just because it looks unsanitary, but I am not interested in scrubbing it off. I don't think that is for me to do that. So I would say no, but I need the clean air space here as possible for that I must eat. And this is how you leave it. I really don't know what your emergency is from my point of view. No, I don't understand it. I can tell you what's wrong with it here, and you'll tell me to clean that up. Mitch did suggest that I should do cleaning with the cleaning products he brought here, but I am just going to say it to the camera. He doesn't afford to hear me say that I did not make this mess and I cannot clean it up. He cannot afford to hear me say that I tried and that is the best I can do. There is still this much left. I can't get it off. You want me to try again, but try again. Why? Because the paint will peel. That is not due. It is due to leave the paint right there. This paint is not here. I cannot afford to have that problem here. I don't know what caused this paint to come off. But there are these spots as well over here. I cannot reach to clean over there. The whole stove would need to be moved, and I'm not going to ask for you to move the stove for me so I can do the cleaning. There is this space behind the stove here. Somebody did that. And then the stove is this far protruding away from the counter, and I cannot move the stove back because it's not even here. This needs to be cleaned out, and I can't clean it. I don't know what that is. This is not clean in here. I have done some wiped it down with wipes. I've used a spray just to clean it, just for me to prepare food. But I'm not saying I should be living here. That's not true. It's due to live in a new housing with everything renovated because that's what you can afford. Otherwise, a brand new house. And then I can keep it clean from what I have done with myself in there. That would be cleaning up after myself. But this is not cleaning up after myself. Do you want me to be responsible for this? You want me to say that I am, arriving in here and there is this problem, I'm going to clean it up? No, I can't. I have to look at it as an order. If I turn the water on like this, I will turn it off. So I know, witnesses myself, that I did not cause these things that don't clean up. I did not cause this. I cannot wipe it off like a faucet, turning it on. I turn it on myself, I turn it off myself. I cannot clean this up like a faucet that I turn it on myself and I turn it off myself because I did not do this myself. And you cannot fool me. You cannot tell me I should take care of it anyway. You cannot fool me. This is dusty up here. I would wipe the dust down, even though I didn't make the dust. But I left it there because I don't afford to. Oh, you burped. Knock your face off. Thank you, Father. But I have dusted, but I don't make the dust. Well, I will show you what I don't dust. I have tried to dust this just to know what it is, and now I can show you on the camera that what the dust looks like here, and I cannot clean that off. That's dust, and I don't clean that off. It's not an easy cleaning. And then to go in between, I don't want to touch it because it's not clean. To go in between each of the blinds, that's not an easy dusting. It doesn't look like a light cleaning to me. So the dust is all over those blinds from left to right and up and down. So this dust, I have wiped this dust off before because it's one sweep. But I have things set on top of it now. These two are for this fan and the other fan in the other room. I don't know which goes to which because I've never used these remotes. And then this is a keychain. Charles Toe left that there, so I left it there. It wasn't possibly hanging. He had it hanging here at one point, but I'm not going to move it. That's the way it is. Yeah. Mitch left these over on the table. I had to fold up the table. And then these are the batteries. Mitch also left these here. This is from plastic bags. I don't know why it's there. I don't know who brought it in. I don't remember. So I know it wasn't me because I have not been out shopping because I don't have any banking. So back to needs to make soup. Well, that's the soup. I still don't have the water ready. What about this rust right here? Because the whole stove is deceased, you don't have to use this stove because it's rusty right there. You don't have to take this part out and replace this part and put this one back in with a new part. I'm not interested in the motion. It's much easier for you to hand over a key that fits into a door, and I will look inside and tell you if it's good enough for me. You could offer me that every day that it's rusty. Every day that stove piece is rusty, you can offer me a new key. Yeah, because you live on that threatening. So, who's going to do the wipes? So this is litter right here. I'm going to use it for beverages. The two yogurt containers are for the large kefirs that I have. There are two large kefirs here, one blueberry and one peach. I'm going to use those little single serving containers to measure out how much I can drink at once. I don't want to drink out of the large bottle, and I don't have a proper glass that I would use. The Calypso, that is for other. What's up here? Okay, that's a pot I don't use. Yeah, I used to keep glasses up there, but I don't see them at the moment. I'm not saying they're not here. I don't remember what I did with them. I had glasses that I paid for myself. They were really nice. I use them a lot. It's okay if I don't use them anymore because I use them a lot already. So this is a mess. Anybody want to clean this up? Because I have cleaned this up before, and I'm not going to clean it up this time. It smells spicy in the kitchen now. I don't care for it. I need to open the door. Let me air out that it smells wrong in that cabinet. The weather here is so nice. I can leave the door open right now. But if it was summer, it would be too hot. And if it's winter, maybe it would be too cold to leave the door open. If, for example, if it is this cloudy, maybe if there is a clear sky and sunny, I might just have nice enough to leave the door open. Uh, Wisconsin weather is snow in the winter. That's where I'm from, and I don't have it solved that you would let me stay there because you travel from Wisconsin cold winters. You go to Mexico and Caribbean, and then you can't afford me when I don't have the money for you to go to Mexico in the winter. And that is an accident made by God above. I am eating it. I cannot move you to Mexico in the winter. If you are just abducting myself, you cannot make up for that money has been um, lost that way. If you invested it, I lost it. That's the way I see it. So it looks like we are going to need to make another video for soup. So let me take care of the light cleaning problem. Okay. I took something inside that was out here. I left it out here. I put these 3 crates out here full of things. And then I took something back inside. I'm not ready to go on with that subject right now. There is moving about out there and I don't afford it. I'm going to eat something and then there's people moving around the neighborhood and I don't afford it. I have this problem. I want to watch the stove, but I don't want to watch the door at the same time. But if I am sitting there with something that I served myself, I might have the door open slightly, maybe not this much, just for the fresh air. If I have the door open this much and I sit here to eat, as long as nobody walks by and stops, but why would they walk by at all? If I am sitting here, why would they walk by at all? Well, you want me to watch the door from here to here? Because it's all the way open, they are looking inside. If it's partly open, they will just see myself eating. Do you watch me that closely? Well, I'm very old. I say that because I'm old. So let's say you think I'm paranoid. Let's say that's true. I'm paranoid. Well, I'm just going to say this. You've been watching me from my point of view for 45 years. So I don't think I have it paid for that you watch me anymore. I can't afford it. Well, I'm going to do a light cleaning to make it worth your time. Did I lock the door? Yes, I locked it. Okay. So this goes in the sink. This goes in the sink for the cleaning. The sink has been cleaned, but it still looks like that. I don't think I can. I have wiped it all the way around the inside, and it still looks like that, and I'm not sure I can improve upon the sink. Maybe that is the best it will be. This fixture is shiny, and I would try to keep it that way because we talked to the plumber, so we are going to keep it shiny for the plumber. I cannot install a sink fixture to save my life. And if he did that doesn't save his own life, I will use it because it's too late. I already did. Okay, so I need to wipe down this stove. Okay, these are from Charles Toe. He did bring them in here. I think he brought me more things than it is costs for him to be formed. Yeah, but that's you not understanding your money of your constitution and composition. I understand mine only now because it's deceased. So I would say elsewhere, I would not really know that I am supposed to be king of the banking. That's not aware of that elsewhere. I would say if anybody asked me, who are you? I would have to dig down deep into the past and say, I am the soul. But that's because I'm not really primed to hear the question. I guess I've not been surprised. Is that God who never asked me, who are you? And then I will have to say, I am the soul. But I approximately think everybody says that. So maybe that's why I don't ever hear it. Everybody says, you're the soul. You are human beings. I am the soul. Not a human being is not a soul. You should expect to hear that from your own self. A human being is not a soul. You are a human being. If I get angry, I will say you are a shunt of a human being, meaning that you are descended out of a human being. But I will be having to say you're a human being to yourself. If you were physically here, that's what I would say. By the camera, I can say you are a shunt of a human being. That means you are descended out of a human being's failure to thrive. A human being would have a dung genital. If you have a penis genital, you're really not a human. You are descended out of a human being's failure to thrive if you have a penis genital. This is still Charles Toe doing the cleaning here because he provided the supplies I cannot get myself. But I don't want this. I shouldn't be able to go into a store and say, I clean and I need cleaning supplies. No, I would go into a store and say, I have to do a cleaning and these are the supplies I need. I should have money for them because you're still not supposed to do anything but go to jails and prisons on the threatening. But I need things. I will tell you what I need. And you don't know the difference between me and everybody else because you don't know that you are not a soul, you are a human being. Do you know what a soul is? You have to know the soul alive so that you are a human being, with that you are yourself. Like you are yourself, the human being, alive with that there is a soul alive in you. You can say it to yourself that way. If you're a human being, you don't alive yourself alone. So there's a soul for that. Now this counter, I want to keep going and wipe it down, but there is not much left to this wipe. I cannot put this here because that's where the pizza goes. I could set it down, but it's already thrown out. But I normally don't throw them out because they're expensive. So, it's dry. I guess it's dry enough. I didn't wipe the wall down. Well, I can wipe a little. You want to see that this doesn't come off. Okay, this is as much as I'm willing to wipe it. But I think it's not realistic because it should be dry by now. The wipe is really spent. It's dry by now. Yeah. And this is a debt it doesn't afford. I just touched it with my hands and I'm disgusted. I need to wash my hands. Uh, that is what it can afford. I think we are done with the wipe now. So should we put it in here? Because the other place to put it is over here. This is Charles Toe wipe. and it goes in this garbage can right here. So it pretty much just goes outside. I have to unlock the door and put the wipe out. What about wiping this down? So I can wipe this down. The maintenance man who installed this did not clean off that dust, and that's just the top of it. What does the inside look like? Because it is on right now. That means there might be dust inside. I would clean it out, but I don't know how. No, I can't. I can't. I can do this, which is for the maintenance man, because he didn't do it. I will do it. It needs another wiping because I'm not getting all the dust. I cannot help that it looks a little streaked. Is myself having done that. Yes, I don't have that fully clean. I will just say that's the best I can do right now. This is sticky. I cannot get it off without water. Here's where the cleaning doesn't make any sense. I can use this water to try and clean it. This needs to be cleaned. That is tomato sauce from that I splashed while I was eating ravioli. Let me try and clean that. This needs to be cleaned another way. Okay, it's coming off. It was the pears. I ate some of the pears and then I said no, I didn't want them. And also, there was a pear that I finished. So the core was inside of a Dr. Pepper box, and it left this sticky on the bottom. It was sticky. So that's as much as I can clean for that. And it looks like that. So that I will take that out. I will not bring it back in. I will leave it there. When I need to take out the garbage, I will take that with me if it's still there. I don't like that sound. I will lock the door to save myself. My hands need to be washed now, so I will leave it here. Who am I? Oh, well, I'll show you who I am. Done. I will leave it here.